This video from Sawyer Stevens in View Royal tonight, catching a large streak of lightning high above and the roar of thunder that followed. Environment Canada forecasting a risk of thunderstorms for much of the island tonight and into tomorrow. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Boston Bar has been ordered to evacuate amid a spike in overnight wildfire activity across BC, which has also triggered an evacuation order in Pemberton near Whistler. And the concern is being felt on Vancouver Island as a series of thunderstorms sweeps through. Mary Griffin reports.
This is the situation near Pemberton. People who live in nearby communities are under an evacuation alert due to the Signal Hill wildfire. The risk is intensifying from wildfires burning in the Fraser Valley near Boston Bar. Hundreds of homes are now under evacuation order.
Over the next several days, we had anticipated that we were going to see increased fire behavior and growth on both the Brunswick Creek and Ainslie Creek wildfires.
Fernando Balanta and his friends had to leave their home in Boston Bar with only a moment's notice.
This morning, when we looked at it, we couldn't even see the end of it. So this thing had literally grown like 10, 20 times bigger, at least from my perspective. This thing just, we don't even know where it's ending anymore. And as we were driving out, heading towards Hell's Gate, we could kind of see the end of it, and that thing just traveled like so far, like it was scary.
Adding to the concern, lightning. Storms already rolling through parts of western Washington, bringing thunder, lightning, and rain to downtown Seattle as well, and causing flight delays at CHEK Airport. Those thunderstorms expected to sweep parts of the island over the next 24 to 36 hours.
Earlier today, we already had some thunderstorms on the west coast between Tofino and Jordan River. And we're expecting another trough or another series of troughs to potentially come further into the island and could potentially be affecting Victoria and the southern and eastern parts of the island later tonight.
A campfire ban is now in place for the South Island, South Coast, and the Kamloops Fire Center.
Even if we're careful, there's always mistakes, and it only takes one spark or one ember to get away, and you could have a fire.
Most people are on board.
I think that's great. Obviously, like as someone who camps a lot, it's fun to have fires, but like there's ways to do it safely, like with a propane fire instead.
I think it's good. I think we need it because it's dry. It's really dry. And there's too many accidents, people throwing cigarettes out and catching fire. Even the motorbikes in the bushes, they start fires too.
According to the BC Wildfire Service, 37 active wildfires were burning in BC as of Thursday afternoon. And the hot, dry conditions and potential for lightning could potentially fuel more wildfires in the coming days and weeks.
An update from Central Saanich Fire tonight on a blaze that badly damaged the Garden Fork restaurant in Brentwood Bay June 6th. The fire department says the investigation, along with Central Saanich Police, remains ongoing. They say police are looking into the circumstances surrounding the fire. Central Saanich Fire says at this stage the cause has not been determined. And Central Saanich Fire also says criminal activity has not been identified for a fire at the nearby Truffles Catering on June 25th. The department says investigators haven't found any evidence that the Garden Fork and Truffles fires are related. Now, Truffles Catering, with unanimous approval from Sydney Council, will be allowed to operate out of the commercial kitchen of the Shoal Centre. The 6-month agreement means food services will be provided to residents at the Independent Living Centre, while Truffles receives a temporary work location. Well, major concern in the Cowichan Valley tonight with hot, dry conditions. Salmon fry are struggling in local streams and rivers. And as Sky Ryan found out, volunteers are helping the young fish tackle some tough terrain.
Rob Bell is grappling over rocks and beneath log jams Thursday to locate one of the few pools of water still remaining over a stretch of kilometers of Cowichan's Mead Creek to save the young salmon that are trapped in the water before the pools dry up. This year, it looks more like panning for gold than usual missions by volunteers of the Cowichan Lake River Stewardship Society because of the drop in both water levels and the number of fish they've been able to find.
This Mead Creek there was always tons of fish. That net, something like that, I'd be barely lifting the thing out of it. And I'm telling you the truth.
And the numbers are just not there. They're just almost non-existent.
Why?
Well, that's what I don't understand. Why?
The creek is a critical habitat for salmon and trout, but is now filled with deep gravel and downed trees felled by summer drought that weakens their roots. Then winter's heavy rains and roaring water tear them out of their banks.
Look at the power of the water that must have moved this. Like, just look at what this is. Can you imagine the power of that?
According to Bell, Mead Creek would have had deep pools up until a decade ago, into August. And now it is one of dozens of island waterways drying up with young salmon in it.
This is the nurseries. These are the nurseries, so if they dry up, there's no nurseries anymore.
This is one of the worst years I've ever seen for amount of fry.
It's a phenomenon that river stewards are now seeing across the Cowichan Valley, according to Joe Seyssel of the Cowichan Lake River Stewards. Some volunteers are now fanning out, trying to find every drying pool and salmon they can.
If our numbers are down already, then it could be a total collapse. And of course, nobody wants to see that, so we just got to keep trying to get as many fry out as we can.
Experts are urging people not to rescue stranded fry on their own, but to call in fisheries and stream keepers who know how to do it safely, since the young salmon need to be slowly acclimatized from what are now warm pools into cold, deeper waters for their survival, with only weeks left now before remaining pools are expected to completely dry up.
Well, we are now 1 year into the City of Victoria's $10 million safety and well-being plan, which the mayor is calling a major success in an attempt to help what many call today a wicked problem. Corey Sidaway has more.
A toxic drug crisis colliding with a housing shortage, rising cost of living, and a historical underfunding of services. Victoria's attempt to help, dubbed the Safety and Well-being Plan, was given a 1-year review today by those at the helm.
It showed what a local government can do if they're willing to take risks, be really innovative, and step into spaces that traditionally they would never be.
Their proof of concept, staff offered up some stats. Notable is fewer sheltering in parks.
Year to year, it's approximately 30% down from the previous year, and up to 65% down from 2024.
Other realities, however, remain. City staff told council that on any given day, the number of people unsheltered in Victoria ranges from 180 to 210. 100 of those are on the Pandora corridor and surrounding streets, with the numbers swelling during the day by 50 to 100 of those seeking services. Most, they say, are local. And as for the plan itself, here's what staff say has been done in a year. 75 people moved from parks into housing, 77 new shelter beds, 20 new recovery-based homes, the hiring of 12 new bylaw, 9 police officers, providing street patrols, with the city also celebrating reconnecting with providers, getting to know what services are being offered, how and where, and better coordinating. They also acknowledged they expanded programming and created new grants for nonprofit housing. There was, however, information missing. For all the money and time put into this plan, the city did not discuss today whether or not crime rates have decreased. We've heard anecdotally from businesses it feels like they have, but no data from Victoria Police to corroborate that today, despite us asking earlier this week. And one more note, we've heard for years how fentanyl has been a major concern in the local drug supply. Today, though, we heard how about a relatively new drug, medetomidine. It's an animal sedative, not as receptive to naloxone as other drugs. That, according to staff, is causing significant challenges right now in the unhoused population.
A BC ambulance took one woman to hospital after she crashed into a store in Nanaimo this morning. Firefighters say when they arrived, they found a car had jumped the curb at Brooks Landing and smashed into a pet store. The driver, believed to be in her 70s, was taken to hospital in stable condition. The Saanich Police Department is investigating a series of repeated acts of vandalism and theft of speed limit signs in 3 square blocks of Torquay Avenue. There have been 10 incidents of damaged or stolen speed signs in the last 3 months. Anyone who witnessed these events or noticed suspicious activity is asked to call Saanich Police. Well, if you feel like there's more mosquitoes this year, a poster in Saanich is providing advice for people who have hot spots in their own backyards. Here's Eden Chipperfield.
A poster at the intersection of Cook and Quadra is offering advice to the Quadra and Maplewood neighborhood about a mosquito problem they can't seem to swat away. But not everyone has noticed.
No more than usual. I think I've seen 1 or 2, which I think is pretty typical for summer.
Honestly, I haven't noticed many mosquitoes so far.
I haven't noticed any real significant change, no.
However, it is the season for mosquito breeding, and any stagnant water is the perfect environment for new larvae.
Mosquitoes tend to prefer to be active, especially as adults, during the warmer months. So their life cycle involves eggs, which then hatch into larvae that live in water. They spend between a week, sometimes 2 or 3 weeks in water. And then when they emerge as adults, they need it to be a certain temperature in order to fly.
Out at Swan Lake Nature Sanctuary, mosquito larvae has taken up residence in this drip pond to begin the next stage of their evolution.
Most people are surprised to learn is that even a very small amount of standing water, like a plant pot saucer, just a little bit of standing water under your plants on your porch or your deck or whatnot can be enough for them to complete their full cycle of development.
Despite popular belief, mosquitoes don't thrive in areas like Swan Lake because of the predators here.
Here in the functional wetland, we also have the predators of the mosquitoes, both in the water through fish and frogs and things like that, as well as damselflies and dragonflies, and then bats and birds.
When asked why the Quadra Maplewood neighborhood may be a mosquito hotspot, it once again came down to stagnant water.
The biggest culprit for a local increase in mosquito numbers would probably be breeding sites that are allowing them to go through multiple generations of development without anybody coming to, for example, tip out that stagnant water.
Though mosquitoes are a summer staple, not all are attracted to people.
People often aren't aware that there's about 50 species of mosquitoes in BC, and really only 10 of them are problematic for humans.
To keep away the bites, experts suggest applying bug repellent, wearing long-sleeve loose clothes, and avoiding going out during dawn and dusk where mosquitoes are at their peak.
Well, last night we told you about the Saanich Fusion Football Club saying coaches and some adults conspired with opponents at a recent tournament in Nanaimo that ultimately got their U17 boys soccer team disqualified. And while some parents say that's not the case, BC Soccer still isn't saying anything. Ollie Herrera has more.
The controversy over a youth soccer tournament is growing after video surfaced of this game between Saanich Fusion's U17 boys and Okanagan Football Club during the provincial championships in Nanaimo. Players from both teams can be seen here, not playing full out, which parents say they were told was to prevent injuries and had been approved by BC Soccer. But this play style will end up leaving both teams disqualified.
The grown-ups on the field and watching the game, they should have stepped in and should have said, we need to change this.
The game, ending in a 1-1 tie, didn't have any bearing on the standings since both teams were already set to face each other in the championship game the next day.
A day after parents of the Saanich U17 boys team called for an appeal following disqualification from the provincial championships, Saanich Fusion has come out admitting that it was some of the adults and coaches, not the players, that conspired with their opponents to play a lackluster match.
In a now deleted statement, the club is apologizing to its players, calling them victims in this situation, and says it's taken steps to ensure there's accountability. It says that players were under the guidance of the coaching team and some adults, admitting it was unprofessional and unsportsmanlike. But parents are upset over the club's response.
The parents were shocked to see Saanich Fusion Football Club report that parents had foreknowledge of the gameplay and the false allegations that the players were following the instructions of their parents.
Torson Eli and Kathy Cook, speaking on behalf of all the parents of the team, reiterated that the parents were under the belief that this playstyle had been permitted by BC Soccer.
Oh, none of the parents of the players on the team had any knowledge that they were breaking the rules.
Correct.
Correct.
No one is available to take your call. You may hang up or press the pound key.
Calls and emails to BC Soccer and Saanich Fusion weren't answered yet again today. Online, BC Soccer's code of conduct says all players must play to the best of their ability.
My son at least feels that this somehow falls on them. They're kids. Why should this fall on them?
The parents of the team say that the club still hasn't given them a reason for not appealing, although they say with the season now over, it's likely too little, too late.
I'm Tess Van Stratton, and your island forecast is coming up soon. But first, here's a look at weather around the world. A breezy but mainly sunny 19 in Perth, Australia. A humid and sunlit 29 in Monton along the French Riviera. And thunderstorms in 35 at the Venezuelan lake that's the lightning capital of the world.
Weather around the world is brought to you by ComSense Cabinets. Designed for your space, built for your life.
Many families still want traditional funerals, but a lot also want the celebration of life, and that is what we designed this facility for. Families that want to pre-plan can call us. When paid in advance, it protects against inflation, and families are always grateful.
Hi. Now we're comfortable, let's talk urine leakage. Tena Men Maximum Guards are designed for men. Slips discreetly into my underwear. And they protect like Tena.
Tena Men, proud partner of the Toronto Raptors.
Welcome to Shannon Oaks, distinctive independent living residences in beautiful Oak Bay, the perfect place to enjoy your retirement. Our all-inclusive community provides housekeeping to your private apartment and 24-hour emergency response for peace of mind. Enjoy healthy gourmet meals in our elegant dining room and join in the variety of daily activities and excursions. Meet new friends and explore special interests. Shannon Oaks, independent retirement living in Oak Bay, Victoria. Book your tour today.
Get Advil Liquid Gels for fast and effective relief. And conquer your tough pain and fevers with the power of Liquid Fast Relief. Try Advil Liquid Gels and get liquid fast relief.
In 1936, the Victoria Foundation was founded with a simple idea: to uplift the community by investing in positive solutions.
Now we invite you to celebrate 90 years of uplifting Greater Victoria.
Join us on Saturday, September 26th for celebrations and entertainment.
Be inspired by New York Times bestselling author Ben Nemtin.
And welcome new CEO Ian Bird. Come celebrate 90 years of impact.
And the future community impact of the Victoria Foundation.
It all started with that new Leon sale. I haven't seen him smile this much since our wedding night.
Put on your deal face with huge savings store-wide.
We also offer free local delivery.
Leon's, that's comfortable.
Meet the logger, a steward of nature, balancing harvest with regeneration. Every tree cut is an echo of life's cycle. This is more than their job, it's their responsibility to forest the promise of renewal. They're crafting a legacy for generations to come.
These vehicles are designed to keep soldiers protected, mobile, and mission-ready in the most demanding environments.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced the federal government will spend nearly $2 billion to buy combat support vehicles from a Canadian company. 190 armored vehicles will be built in London, Ontario over the next 4 years, raising the military fleet to 550. Carney says it will create 6,000 jobs over the next 8 years. Well, a well-known Hollywood actor is giving lots of love to Vancouver Island after staying at a luxury resort on the West Coast. James Marsden, who is best known for major roles in X-Men, Westworld, and Sonic the Hedgehog, posted on Instagram about his stay at the Clayoquot Wilderness Lodge north of Tofino. Marsden shared a series of pictures and videos of his trip, including shots of wilderness and wildlife with the caption, "Into the Wild." The Clayoquot Wilderness Lodge was dubbed one of the best resorts in Canada by U.S. News and World Report earlier this year. Well, we've all heard about music in the park, but tonight there's music in the parkade. With their concrete walls, parkades produce some incredible acoustics, and Jordan Cunningham followed the sound of music near UVic.
Its purpose is pure parking practicality. The slate gray concrete walls of this UVic parkade don't spark creativity, but after you park and pay, you'll hear it. Delve a little deeper and you see it. This is P0.
beautiful space, green walls, very lovely.
What a parkade lacks in aesthetics, it makes up for in acoustics. One guy on guitar, the other on horn, or whatever this is, but there's a third player.
The space acts as a third instrument. It's quite a beautiful space, really.
Mark McHugh and Ryan Keating crossed paths playing with other bands, then, thanks to their shared love of jazz, joined forces and started busking. They also share a love of jamming in strange places, and out of it all came a band they call The Meeting.
It's actually just a mixture of Mark's last name and my last name.
Welcome to the most underground music scene in the city. Their sound is jazz ambient.
It's very emotional music, not tied to a beat or a time or a rhythm. It's just kind of like it ebbs and flows.
Ryan's a music student. Mark is a teacher. Mark plays everything. What is that thing that you're blowing into?
I'm blowing on a few things. I'm blowing...
Yet he's not one to toot his own horn.
I'm usually very modest about my personal projects, but this is probably one of the best projects I've ever been a part of.
So they turned their private concrete concerts into a subterranean stage. July 3rd, they did a show here, and 150 people showed up. You might be thinking, is this like legal? Thanks to premises use agreements and insurance, we are legally above ground.
It seems illegal, which is the best part about the Parkade concert.
As to who showed up?
People as young as students to people as old as, well, old people.
If you weren't there that night, you can still get an earful. They recorded it, and they're releasing a live album August 13th called The Meeting Live in P0 Volume 1, celebrating the greatest space in the city for something other than its intended purpose. You ever park down here?
Nobody parks down here.
But if you hear them, by all means come down, and you can park close to the action and stay for the sound.
I'm Tess Van Stratton with your island forecast. Unsettled conditions continuing, so there is a pretty good chance of showers overnight tonight for the North Island and again tomorrow, otherwise mainly cloudy conditions. Also a risk of thunderstorms for the North Island tomorrow, potentially getting in on that action. Cloudy conditions but dry for Saturday, and then a bit of sunshine for you Sunday, Monday, clouding over Tuesday, Wednesday, and temperatures are flat again. Not much summer-like weather there. For the Central Island, we do have some showers or drizzle tonight. Most areas should see that end later or overnight. There is a risk of thunderstorms for parts of the East Island, particularly more northern sections, fog patches overnight as well. And then tomorrow, southern sections, 30% chance of showers or drizzle, 60% for the Comox Valley and Campbell River. Also a risk of thunderstorms for those northern sections tomorrow afternoon. Small chance of drizzle for Saturday, then drying out on Sunday, also warming up on Sunday, back to the mid-20s, and then around that 30-degree mark Monday, Tuesday. Lots of sunshine, still warm with partly sunny skies for Wednesday. For the South Island, we're also looking at a continued chance of precipitation this evening, some fog patches overnight, only a 30% chance of drizzle early tomorrow morning, then clearing likely late morning or around lunchtime. Seasonal highs around 22 for Saturday, but warming up on Sunday with lots of sunshine, partly sunny for Monday, and then into that sunshine, high 20s Tuesday, Wednesday. Hotter spots will be 30 or above.
The Canadian dollar was up to 71.24 US. The TSX fell 76 points. The Dow was down about 106. The Nasdaq shed 387. Gold in the red 59.70 an ounce, and oil dipped 84 cents to 78.28 a barrel.
Time to ride on the flip side.
Flip side. Weekdays at noon on CHEK.
Charlie's having a friend over.
Oh.
Yo, we brought chips.
Just a few more kids.
Enjoy.
You know we can see you, right?
Teens might not care if you protect your home, but we do. Claims-free homeowners save more. Just one of many ways TD Insurance helps you save. It's how we're making insurance more human.
Live viewing on the big screen, live entertainment, and free family-friendly programming. Experience the Summer of Soccer in downtown Victoria. Catch the action at participating bars, pubs, and community events until July 19th. Visit dvba.ca/summerofsoccer.
The Summer Adventure Clearance event is happening now at Travel and RV. Whether you're dreaming of weekends at the lake, mountain escapes, or the freedom of the open road, there's never been a better time to make it happen. Shop a huge selection of top RV brands and save up to 40% off. 2027s are arriving daily. Plus, with Can't Now Pay Later, your next adventure starts sooner than you think. Adventure is calling. Answer it at Travel and RV. Simply unbeatable since 1977.
This weekend, it's the Bricks 55th Birthday Bash. We're celebrating with amazing prizes and save up to $900 on furniture.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in an ambulance, a police car, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivallive.org to find out more.
It's okay to say no. Like, no way are you getting away with that pyramid Ponzi scheme, Janice. Your fake returns can eat it. You're reported. You're done. Nobody likes you. But that's growth.
Because sometimes we feel guilty. Give more love than humanly possible when you feed a Hill's scientifically proven formula. Because you're only human, there's Hill's.
Central and frame.
Does well.
Pacific FC was supposed to play tonight in Hamilton, but their match with Forge FC is postponed because of wildfire smoke that is blanketing southern Ontario. The Canadian Premier League said air quality conditions were monitored throughout the day and got worse in the hours leading up to kickoff. No word yet on when the game will be rescheduled. Now, the Vancouver Canucks released their full schedule today with a video of two guys who do hockey trick shots to show off the key dates. The big ones include the Maple Leafs on October 31st and the return of Quinn Hughes to Vancouver on October 25th. The Montreal Canadiens are in town on February 1st, while Alexander Ovechkin may be playing his final game in Vancouver on December 7th. The Canucks open the season on the road September 29th in Edmonton. And also Alex Edler, longtime Vancouver Canucks defenseman, 15 of his 17 NHL seasons with Vancouver, hired by the Canucks for their player development department. That's our show tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night.
It's the Jeep.